Dynamic quarterbacks that both head coaches are hoping to contain the respective other. And when Coastal head coach Tim Beck was asked about Virginia's offense, he said Anthony Calandria is the catalyst for this offense. The offensive line, it's strong. The wide receiver core, it's also strong. So they've got to make them earn anything that they get. For Tony Ellett, he said they're not buying the lie that they're just going to show up and be a Group 5 team. He said they've got to stop their run game. He's got to create turnovers, and he also put emphasis on if they can swing the momentum in their way, they have to take advantage of it. And boy, he's not lying, because look at the con wave, the student section.
All right, Joanne, yes, the con wave, the student section is fired up on a warm day for football here in the southeast. We are in the Myrtle Beach area, not a cloud in the sky, temperature in the mid-80s, and we are set. The Virginia Cavaliers at 2-1 on the season. On the road against the Chanticleers, again a perfect 3-0. Daniel Sparks to kick off for UVA, and we are underway as that one checks up at the 10-yard line. And drop, the ball is loose right away. The Cavaliers think they've got it, and they do. What a start for Virginia.
Well, the ball took kind of a funky bounce, and it's either catch it in the air or let it go. It wasn't going to go out of bounds. I think he thought it was going to go in the end zone, and it was just a weird situation. And credit to Hoos to get down there and pop them and knock it loose. Unbelievable field position to start.
Looks like it might have been Cam Butler who got down there quickly for Virginia on special teams and come up with the loose ball. And actually, no, make it Eli Wood, third-year player out of Lynchburg, Virginia. So big play early here for Virginia, and right away after they won the toss and defer, they're going to get the football anyway with their starting quarterback, the sophomore Anthony Calandria. On first down, nowhere to go, so the defense steps up here on first down for Coastal.
Kobe Pace is the main running back. You got nothing. You got to think about it, Jeff. Defense is sitting on the sidelines, figures, all right, let's get ready to go. Offense has the ball, and boom, all of a sudden you got to go in there and play. Good job on first down.
Calandria, the sophomore from St. Petersburg, Florida. 100 yards shy of 1,000 already for the season. Looking to pass on second down, fires complete inside the 10. And so right away, Virginia threatening Malachi Fields, the senior, with the catch.
That's his main go-to guy. AC is what they call him. Anthony Calandria loves to throw it to Malachi Fields. I would too. He's 6'4", 220 and a junior. Big-time play, big-time player.
All right, and Nate, right away, this is something we talked to Tony Elliott about, the head coach for UVA, during our conference call. Third downs. It's been such a struggle for the Cavaliers, but a chance to turn that around in the red zone here on what is going to be third down and make it about 3 or 4, it looks like. Third down and 4.
Looks like Coastal's in man.
Calandria into the end zone, back shoulder catch, and a touchdown. Malachi Fields gets the early score for the Cavaliers, and what a terrific start for UVA.
Absolutely perfect throw. When you're 6'4", as we said, 220, basically he just boxed him out like he would getting a rebound in basketball. Defender can't go through him. We'll see it after this kick.
So the fumble on the kickoff recovered by the Cavaliers. And 3 plays later into the end zone. And Bettridge on to put it through. He does, and it's a 7-0 lead in about 90 seconds.
Number 8, big, strong. Just seal him out. The defense really did not have a chance to do anything right there, and it's Courtney Eubanks. He's 5'10", receiver 6'4". Pitch and catch.
3 plays, 13 yards, a 7-0 lead. Again, less than 90 seconds in. And Nate, how happy right now is that sideline, the fact that they not only converted a 3rd down, but also scored on it as well.
Big, deep breath, exhale from everybody and every coach on that Virginia sideline, simply because of that. They got a turnover, they had a 3rd down, and they scored. You can't start the game any better on the road. And they shut the crowd up.
Well, are things that matter here this afternoon. Obviously, this has been flipped on its head a little bit in the first 90 seconds. What you got, Nate?
Be better on 3rd? I think they were. All coaches want balance. They're a much heavier pass than run team so far. That's how they scored with the pass. For the shots, you got to keep AC somewhat contained. We haven't seen the Anthony Calandria we're going to see for the rest of this game. And then lastly, you got to be unpredictable in the pass game for the Chanticleers. They are a predominant run team.
Well, and this time a heads-up play by Trey Taylor back to receive for Coastal Carolina. You know, again, that one was a tough one to handle, but he's, saw the way that was kind of squibbing, decided to let it go, and a smart move goes out of bounds, and now good field position after the 35.
When the ball's in the air, he's got to be a little shaky, like I let the last one go and we lost it. Do I let this one go? But it was, as you said, smartly went out of bounds, and Chanticleers with really good field position.
So we'll see Ethan Vasco, the starting quarterback, come out on the field for the first time here for Coastal Carolina. Redshirt sophomore from Chesapeake, Virginia. Not only the starting quarterback, but also second leading rusher. And they have needed him. They'll swing it out to Taylor here on the near side, trying to get the corner. Find some room on the sideline and hit out of bounds near the 45-yard line.
Trey Taylor can fly. In the first couple games of the year, he never got into the second level. That time, really good blocking on the outside. He gets to the second level. Bingo, first down. Or almost first down, excuse me.
Yeah, pickup of 8 yards. Second down and short here for the Chanticleers. Down 7-0 early. Vasco throws. Caught again left side. This time in the hands of Cameron Wright. Redshirt junior college transfer who's had a good start to the season and a first down here for Coastal.
Jam Jackson, the corner, with a huge cushion right there of about 8-9 yards. Vasco saw it, took advantage of it.
Yes, sir. First down. Vasco fakes the handoff. On the run, trying to buy some time. Almost a one-handed catch, but incomplete, looking for Taylor again.
When Vasco swung out to the outside and rolled that pocket, he had guys open early. He waited a little too long. That gave the defense time to catch up. And then he tried to make a perfect play. No big deal. Incomplete pass.
Well, for Chanticleer fans, this will be significant. Christian Washington, again, making the start. Christian's really played well. But the reason he's gotten the start is because the top 2 running backs are both still out due to injury this week for Coastal, as Vasco takes a hard hit as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. So, it's been a great start for Coastal. Obviously with their 3-0 record, but that has been an issue, Nate. Early has been injuries.
Yeah, they lost their first 2 running backs. The next 3 have been pretty good so far. They'd love to have all 5.
Third down and long. Vasco with the extra clap.
Got a free play.
Yeah, drew Virginia off sides, floats it downfield, and it is caught by Taylor.
That's a great play. Not only was it a good throw, but Taylor knew they had a free play as well. And when that happens, just run some fly routes. He went flying down the sideline. Vasco hit him.
31-yard play.
Free play because the defense jumped across.
Vasco to Taylor. Obviously, the penalty against Virginia is declined by Coastal Carolina.
Excuse me. Great recognition by Vasco and by Taylor. And by the line to know what's happening.
Vasco,
Virginia had him. They had third and long.
Yeah, Vasco 3 for 4, 48 yards already. So a near perfect start for the Cavaliers, and now Coastal trying to answer. 1st and 10, just inside the red zone. They give it to Washington, tries to cut back. And he's able to get to about the 15-yard line, so a pickup of 2 or 3 yards. For Christian Washington, a redshirt sophomore, again, getting the start, a transfer from New Mexico. And you mentioned it, Nate. I mean, even though he was the third back behind Bennett and Simpkins, he's really, I think, played well in the first 3 games. 206 yards total offense or total rushing, averaging about 5 yards per carry, so he's filled in well.
And he didn't play much in the first game because they did. Didn't like the play was called, going to change it, plenty of time.
Only a pickup of 1 in that last play. Vasco tries to sneak it across the middle and incomplete. Looking again for Cameron Wright. And this kid is a really good target here for Coastal. 6'4". Again, a transfer from East Mississippi Community College. He's been an early favorite target of Vasco.
Well, you're looking at Antonio Cleary, the other AC on this team. As Coach Elliott told us this week when we talked to him, he is one tough dude as a safety, along with Jonas Sanker, but Anthony Clary popped him pretty good right there and knocked it loose.
Yeah, I was going to say, between Jam Jackson, Clary, and Sanker,
they got some serious hitters in the back 7.
They do.
Spreading everybody out.
3rd down again. Vasco slings it. Taylor trying to make something happen. And picks up maybe another yard again or 2. So 4th down coming up for Coastal.
Tried to run a little bubble screen, and it was open to the middle. He turned it to the outside and just screwed up the whole timing. Screen plays are all about timing. Chance for 3 here for the Shots to cut into this 7-0 lead.
It'll be a 30-yard field goal attempt here by Cade Hensley. Cade 6 of 7 from his field goal opportunities so far this season. This one is up, and it is through. So make Hensley now 7 of 8 on the season, and Coastal on the scoreboard. So the Cavaliers on the road with a 7-3 lead here early in Conway. Well, as you look at Tim Beck, the head coach for the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, now on the board down 7-3. Nate, definitely a clash of styles. Look at some of the difference in these yardage stats that we've seen, passing versus rushing for both the Cavaliers and for the Chants.
Well, all coaches want to be balanced. UVA has not been balanced so far this year. Chanticleers somewhat balanced, but definitely more of the rushing. Now, the game didn't turn out that way because UVA got the ball in such great field position. They did score where they pass, but ran it a couple times. But the trends usually are the trends that last over the length of the season, and so far that's the way they are. Calandri's a really good passer. Vasco's a really good runner.
Liam Gray boots that one into the end zone. No surprise. Liam has done that now 80 times in his career. 80 career touchback on the kickoffs. This kid has got a leg. And again, the Cavalier offense back out on the field. Well, the scoring drive, 9 plays, 52 yards. Took just about 3.5 minutes for Coastal to get on the board to make it 7-3, so good response for the Chanticleers offense after fumbling the opening kickoff, giving it to Virginia immediately in the red zone. And watching the Cavaliers score in just 3 plays. Handoff around the right side. And a pickup of a couple.
Shane Bruce, who else? I mean, when your linebacker gets there first and he has 4 or 5 friends, that's a really good play. And he's all over the field. Bigger, stronger, faster than he was last year.
That was Coach Tony Elliott, head coach for the Virginia Cavaliers in his 3rd season. longtime assistant offensive coordinator at Clemson under Dabo Swinney for 11 seasons, 130 wins at Clemson, and 2 national titles as the Chanticleers defense chases Calandry out of bounds.
That's a good thing to do. Get him to the sidelines and get him out of bounds, because if he turns the corner, he can make some serious things happen for his offense. But good coverage on the back end, so he had nobody to throw to.
And here is third down again for Virginia. We'll see how they do this time. We talked to Tony Elliott about it during the week. He said, I'm not concerned with third down. I'm concerned more with what we're doing on first and second down. And this is exactly what he's talking about.
Yep.
He said too many times we put ourselves in a position to be 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9. And that one is incomplete, too strong. And that will bring up 4th down now for the Cavaliers.
Good coverage. Juan Powell, the nickelback, took the wide receiver, and once again they were trying to go to Malachi Fields. Bit overthrown. I love the fact that Coach for the Chanticleers, Nivar, loves the blitz, and he does it a lot. Put a little more pressure on this young quarterback and cause an errant throw.
Single safety for the Shots.
Trey Taylor back to receive.
Kid can really bomb the ball. Jeez.
Yeah, Sparks has got a leg. Taylor actually slipped and fell down.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, the Cavaliers are going to touch that one dead at the 11.
He would have been way off bounds trying to catch it. Just let it go when you fall. Luckily, it didn't hit him.
Well, we were talking about this a little bit earlier with Christian Washington making the start again here for Coastal Carolina. Just all of the injuries. So Braden Bennett and Javen Simpkins, who both got off to terrific starts this season, both out again this week. So they're relying on Washington to get that primary role. But we'll also see Darren Lloyd, Nate, who's really played well.
Yep, and Simeon Price coming back from some nagging injuries as well. Played well last week. They have to. I mean, the first 2 are out. Everybody else, that's the mantra of football, next man up, and it's working.
By the way, that was a 60-yard punt by Daniel Sparks.
And it's into the wind. Look at the flags on top of the stadium. It's blowing in there. He kicked that into the wind.
Yeah, he has been outstanding. And
they backed up the shots.
Yeah, penalty on the play as well. It's going to back him up 5 more yards to the 5-yard line.
We never got a signal from Mr. Nate Black.
Simeon Price also will be amongst the running back core today. He's in for the first time, the redshirt junior, transfer from Mississippi State, and he gets the carry up the middle, out to about the 8.5-yard line.
Little inside zone, just put a hat on a hat and let this young man find the hole. Got a couple. You got to be a little careful here, because you gave Virginia the ball right here to start the football game, and they got 7 quick ones.
Making a pickup of 3 on that carry by Simeon Price. Just got word it was a holding penalty on the punt. So half the distance to the goal. That's why Coastal was backed up to their own 5. Vasco flips it out. And this one maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. So now 3rd and long coming up for Coastal Carolina.
Here's a big 85. Kendall Carr has been really good, especially if Virginia's in zone. The tight end can just find the open spot, sit down beyond the line to gain, and try to get a first down.
On 3rd down and 8, Vasco from his own end zone lets it fly, and it's too high. Good coverage by Jonas Sanker. Talked about the secondary for Virginia earlier. Clary, Sanker,
yep.
Jam Jackson, big hitter.
They only rushed 4. Vasco had time. It's a tough throw to throw it out about 20 yards down the field, way beyond the line to gain, but going to force a punt. Good job out of Virginia defense.
Yeah, you know, while we're hitting names for Virginia, too, Kempton Shine is another guy that I've been impressed with watching some of their early games. Going to make it rough on Vasco today for Coastal. Emil Sebafundi is out to punt it away from his own end zone.
It's a weird formation. The center's going to snap it almost diagonally. He's on the hash marks. Sebafundi's right between the hash marks. Good kick.
So a flag on the far side. Delay of game against Coastal Carolina.
They had 10 out there, and somebody came out late, and they had to wait to get 11. Hence, back you up, Mr. Sebafundi, back up 5.
Yeah, Coastal made a last-minute switch, and Virginia didn't get the time to make a change if they wanted.
Got to lead the defense change, or sub 2.
So Bafundi's going to have to get this one off quickly, and he does. Kind of a wobbling spiral. And fair catch just shy of the 50. So a timeout here in Conway. When we come back, the Cavaliers offense back on the field and in Chanticleer territory. 7-3 lead. And we welcome you back to Brooks Stadium. Here on the campus of Coastal Carolina University. And the Cavaliers on top early, 7-3. Well, in special teams, we were just talking about this during the break, Nate, have been big. Remember that huge 60-yard punt just a few minutes ago by Daniel Sparks? Really buried Coastal deep in their own territory, and then Sebafundi able to get it out to, the 47, 48-yard line.
He had a better one, but cost him 5 because of the penalty, so it is what it is.
And the Cavaliers now with good field position here to start. Calandria on first down again, looking to pass, running out of time, hit from behind, and it is incomplete. Boy, a lot of pressure from behind. Clev Lubin.
Good to see him play. He missed the last 2 games because injury, played in the first one. I love Coach Nyvar. First down, midfield, go get him, go after him. And from the side where he probably didn't see him coming, they're just aggressive on defense. They have been all season.
Second down and 10 here for Calandria and the Cavaliers. Again, Virginia 2-1 on the season, trying to bounce back after that disappointing loss at home last week to former conference foe Maryland, and that one's incomplete. And again, I don't mean to beat a bad drum here, but this is exactly what Tony Elliott was talking about, Nate. I mean, he literally just told us. I said to him, what happens when you get third down conversions like this, where you're 3 for 15 in a game? I said, do you talk about it? Is it scheme? Is it mental? He's like, I'm not even worried about that. I'm worried about first and second down.
There's the percentage right there. Sean's play a lot of man, which makes it a tinier window to throw. Here they come. Oh, they got him.
Pressure. Calandria able to escape. Fires it downfield, and it is incomplete. He was looking for Jaden Gibson. And well defended by Matthew McDoom for Coastal Carolina.
What a great name for a defensive back. They had him in the backfield, and he's just too elusive on the blitz right there. He gets open going left, still gets a great pass off McDoom. Lucky he didn't get called for anything because he didn't turn and see the ball, but it hit him in the back of the helmet.
Boy, and how about this stat for the opposite side? Coastal's defense now, 3 for 28 is all they've allowed out of their opponents on third down and 5 or longer. And this one's going to go out of bounds, and we'll see where they mark this one, Nate. It was floating, hanging in the air for a long time.
Tried to kick on with backspin so it comes back, but the official keeps walking up the sidelines.
All the way up to about the 20.
Tell you what, they were pinned deep in their end zone. So Bafundi had to punt it out to midfield. And they did a pretty good job defensively. Now they get it back with decent field position.
So after a 60-yarder by Sparks, that time 30, make it a 28-yard kick is all. First and 10, Coastal's going to keep it on the ground. And Virginia all over it. There was nowhere for Washington to go. And first on the play for the Cavaliers, I believe, was Ben Smiley. Ben Smiley was there. Kempton Shine was there.
Once they see it's a run, they They just go 100% all out, go get the ball carrier. Little razzle-dazzle might get him, but Shine, like you said, Shine and Cam Jackson, really good.
Basco, right side, incomplete. No flags, and now third down and long for the Chanticleers.
Cam Jackson once again on the coverage. Trying to go to Cameron Wright, 6'4" against 6'2". Good coverage, good pass. Jackson just did a better job defending.
Well, for Coastal, they are just 1 for 3 on third down so far.
For a team that loves to run it, they've thrown the ball a lot this afternoon so far.
Kendall Carr in motion.
Zone defense.
Third and long from his own 10, tipped, and it is intercepted. So another big play for Virginia here in the first half.
Antonio Clary got it off the tip drill. Was a good pass. Probably should have been caught. When it goes up in the air, you get in trouble. Watch Clary right in the middle of your picture. He's the one who's going to end up with the football. There's the tip by the defense, then the offense, and then Clary just chases the ball down. Does a great job. Plus territory.
We've mentioned his name a couple of times. Clary out of Jacksonville, Florida. Grad student for Virginia. 14 tackles last week. Led the team in that loss against Maryland. A big pick here. And a 7-3 lead and the football in Coastal Carolina territory for the Cavaliers. On the ground, handoff and a lot of room to run. Foot race inside the 10, down near the 5-yard line. Xavier Brown, the speedster, found an open window and a big gain as Virginia now in the red zone.
Coming into the game, you thought Virginia was going to throw it all over the place. You thought the Chanticleers would run it. It's been the exact opposite. Chants have thrown it not successfully. Cavaliers are running it very successfully.
29-yard run.
Big, strong young man out of Lexington, Kentucky, 20, Xavier Brown.
They spot him out at the 6. First and goal. They go back to Brown.
Ooh, good hit.
And met right at the line of scrimmage.
DeMonte Diggs moved to tight end when Whitson got hurt. And Boise played well. Watch number 13 just cleat him. He's being blocked as he hits him. It's pretty good. You deserve a break. Got that club because of a injured right wrist, I guess. Not club, excuse me, protective device.
Landria fakes it, runs it up the middle, and pushes his way in for the score. So Virginia with their second touchdown here in the first quarter.
Smart play. They just faked it to Brown coming across, around a little counter, pulled the left side of the line to go up the hole. Cleveland just ran behind the big guys, was not touched.
So the interception, costly for Coastal Carolina. Betteridge on for the extra point and hammers that one right down the middle. Again, 2 touchdowns for the Cavaliers here in the opening quarter. And a 14-3 lead. Xavier Brown got him close, and Calandria able to finish the deal. Well, we always like to give some love to the guys up front when you get a chance. And the offensive and defensive line for Coastal Carolina coming into today had been playing really well. Offensive line had helped Coastal produce 251 rushing yards per game. Defensive line, 9 sacks, 14 tackles for a loss. Great numbers for the first 3 games. But as we were just talking during the break, Nate, I mean, this has been flipped on its head. You got a Coastal Carolina team, as you see, averaging 251 yards per game rushing. So far today, 2
1-2,
yards.
count them. You can count them on one hand.
So the big question was, will Virginia be able to stop the run? And the answer so far is, yeah, I guess so.
Well, they've been able to stack it up, too, because of the field position that Chanticleers have started with for multiple drives, and they gave up the first kickoff of the game.
By the way, that last touchdown drive was capped off by Grady Brosterhouse. And, we'll see him from time to time with the Grady bunch.
That's right.
And they put him basically, snuck him in at quarterback wildcat, whatever you want to call it, when he comes out, and gave him the football to run in. So
they go tush push, but they call it Grady bunch.
Yeah. So Brosterhouse with the touchdown, not Calandria. As again, Virginia with a 14-3 lead.
But he scored earlier in the season on that. He's got 2 touchdowns already for a young man that probably played 5 or 6 plays this year. He's got 2 TDs.
Well, it's interesting because Brosterhouse's brother plays for the Eagles, and so it's obviously that connection.
Got a little connection.
And why they've gotten pretty good with the tush push, but they didn't want to call it the tush push, so they call it the Grady bunch. Whatever you call it, seems to be effective, yeah. And again, a 14-3 lead as Coastal finds himself trailing here at home in the first quarter. Matter of fact, Coastal Carolina trailing for the first time all year. Dominant 3-0 start to the season.
Baffled's too strong a word, but I'm very surprised that the Chants aren't trying to run the ball. I mean, they're just throwing the ball a ton compared to what they're running so far, and it has not been successful yet.
Simeon Price in at running back, second down and long. We'll try to get some back here, Nate. They apparently were listening to you out to the 30-yard line. Simeon Price.
They listen to me a lot, no question about it. Well, it's a manageable third down now, 3rd and 5.
Price again, a transfer from Mississippi State. Cam Robinson, one of the linebackers for Virginia, sophomore. They're going to push him out to that left side of the defensive line. Bluffs the blitz, falls back, and that one is deflected. Well defended again by Jonas Sanker.
Great job by Sanker to wait till the last possible second, come across with that left arm, slap it down to the ground. Worst possible situation for the Chants, 3 and out. Best possible situation for the Cavaliers, 3 and out. They get the ball back.
Here's the play again by Sanker. Yeah, just able to anticipate
Perfect
it, knock
timing.
it away. Sanker, great story, a senior. Local product from Charlottesville. Out of the Covenant School.
Out all last year with an ankle injury. Didn't know if he's going to come back.
I just wasn't by the
Came
receptor
back
earlier.
With a strong performance so far this year.
Tyree with the fair catch all the way back at the 30. And we'll see Virginia's offense back in the field again. 40-yard punt there by Emil Sebafundi.
They've had great safeties in this program for a long time. Anthony Poindexter, College Football Hall of Fame, played 95 through 98, and Sanker and Clary are filling the role admirably so far.
Calandria 3 for 7, 16 yards. Virginia has passed for 52 yards. They've rushed for 36. And they'll go on the ground here to Pace as he gets up to the 35. Pick up a 5 yards. Kobe Pace, second season with Virginia. Clemson transfer.
Yeah, came with Coach Elliott 3 years at Clemson. Rushed for almost 800 yards in 3 years at Clemson.
Gideon also there.
Andrew saw something. He's changing it.
Double wide receivers split wide out to the right and left. Try to find a hole in the defensive line as Pace pushes it out to the 39, now 1 yard shy of the first down. And that's what Tony Elliott wanted.
Yeah, people wonder, why do you go double wides way out and then run the ball? Well, you take 4 defenders and you get them out of the place to make a tackle. So there's only 7 left. You got 5 offensive linemen, you got an advantage.
So production on first and second down leaves a 3rd and short now for Calandria and the Cavaliers. Handoff, they'll keep it on the ground. Pace able to cut it to the outside, easily gets the first down. Pickup of 4 yards.
And for the Cavaliers, that's a big play because it's a first down conversion.
Number 7, A.J. Williams.
Haven't had a lot of those on third downs this season.
At the 43.
First down to 10 from the 43-yard line. Calandria getting his sophomore season out of St. Petersburg, Florida. And a lot of movement that time. Looks like this is going to go against the Cavaliers.
They shifted everybody to the left side of the field, and then the line was going to roll the pocket right.
Well, the second penalty on Virginia, and this is one of the least penalized teams in the country. Only averaging about a little over 3 penalties per game.
And here we are, 1st and 15 now.
Calandria looks right, now takes off running, and he's cut down.
Shane Bruce, who else?
Yeah, Bruce was in there.
Juan Powell as well.
Yeah, Juan Powell in on it as well.
I am sure they know as soon as he tucks that ball, go get him. They've practiced it all week because he's a very elusive runner, especially when he gets to the second level.
Second down and 15. They give it to Pace, trying to get some yards back, and he will. Across the 50, dives near the marker, might be just short.
He made a great move by going in and then bouncing it outside and left that contained man holding on to some teal turf instead of a white jersey.
Needed 14, he got 13, so again, 1 yard shy here on third down for the Cavaliers. Xavier Brown back in at running back. Shift in the lineup, Tyler Neville, the tight end there on the right side. And they'll give it to Brown. He finds room around the corner, still on his feet. Cuts back inside the 25. And a big play on 3rd and 1 for the Cavaliers to get another first down.
Contained guys are not doing their job. Instead of making a tackle, they're turning it inside, missing tackles. And Cavaliers got a nice little drive going here.
24 yards on the run by Brown.
12 yards last play, 24 yards this play.
And the Cavaliers now 3 for 5 on third downs. And the clock's going to wind down to zeros here on what has been an eventful first quarter here in Conway, South Carolina. Virginia trying to bounce back after the loss last week at home. Looking good on the road here this afternoon. Well, without a doubt, it's an absolutely beautiful part of the country. We are in Conway, South Carolina. As you look at the Waccamaw River, we are just outside of the Myrtle Beach area on a gorgeous day. A little warm down the field, temperatures in the 80s. A little warm in the student section from reports I've received. Won't name any names. But yeah, it's a warm day down there. Funny, Tony Elliott was joking. He's like, hey, you guys are getting all heated up and warm down on the field for us this weekend, aren't you?
He went to high school in Charleston. He knows this part of the year and the heat in the low country.
Tony's got to be happy right now with what's going on. Virginia with a 14-3 lead after the first quarter. Alongside Nate Ross, I'm Jeff McCarriger. Joanne Bethea down on the sidelines. Mike Hirschman up here helping us out in the booth.
T-Money on defense. That's a name that should intercept passes. T-Money.
Xavier Brown at running back on 2nd down and 9.
Oh, it's second time.
Yeah, this is going to go against Virginia, so this will be their 3rd penalty. Again, this is a team averaging 3.3 penalties per game, so that's about the only bad news here for Virginia in this first quarter.
And those are inexcusable. I mean, he slaps his hands, they snap the ball, and the line's just half a count ahead of the snap. Or the center's completely screwing up, and I doubt that's the case.
Virginia, a big first quarter of offense. 104 yards total. 87 yards rushing. To the air this time, and it's incomplete. Shane Bruce there on the coverage.
Go back to your conversation with Coach Elliott, 3rd and 14. It's almost, with this lead, it might be they'll go for it on 4th down, depending how close they are. (17-3) is a 2-score game, obviously, if they only settle for 3 here.
3rd down and 14. Cavaliers 3 for 5 on 3rd down. They flip it out to Pace. Nice head fake inside the 20, down to the 15, and this is going to be real close. He's going to be 1 yard shy.
Perfect play call. They send the wideouts deep and just throw a little screen to the right. There's nobody with a teal jersey within 10 yards of him when he catches it.
It looked like Pace might have been a little slow to get up.
Official timeout for an injury.
After that hit.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah, now Pace down on the far sideline.
Hopefully he's okay.
As the training staff will come out to take a look at the starting running back for the Cavaliers. So we will take a break as well here in Conway, Virginia. A 14-3 lead on the move with Pace down to the field. Back here at Brooks Stadium, decision here for Tony Elliott and the Virginia Cavaliers on 4th and 1. Are they going to go for it? Are they going to kick it? It looks like they're going to keep the kicker on the sidelines. So Bettridge will head to the sidelines. They're going to go for it here on 4th and 1. And I tell you what, the Cavaliers have been pretty good on 4th down. They are 4 for 7 this year on 4th downs. And here comes the Grady bunch. Grady Brosterhouse runs this tush-push style play on short yardage plays. Brosterhouse pushing the line forward. It is awfully close. They needed the 19.
Yep. The official on the side pointed forward, meaning first down.
So Grady Brosterhouse and the Grady bunch do it again. They already combined for a touchdown earlier in the game.
The ball advances inside the 14. First down.
So the Cavaliers now 5 for 8 this year on 4th downs. Now they'll hand it off. Jack Greasy swinging around the right side.
If that name sounds familiar, his grandfather, the great Bob Greasy, quarterback for the Miami Dolphins.
They just keep turning them out, don't they?
Yes, they
One
do.
after another.
The Paytons, the Greasys, they just keep making quarterbacks.
4 yards on the
football
pickup
players.
by Greasy, the junior from Virginia.
Granddad's in the Hall of Fame. That's pretty cool.
Greasy stays in. Neville goes in motion. They'll give it to Greasy, pushing the line forward all the way down to about the 7-yard line. A pickup of 3.
Brought down by a host of tacklers near the 7.
Greasy's going to stay in here on 3rd down and 3. Virginia trying to take a big lead here early. Again, they give it to Greasy, trying the left side. And he is not going to get there.
Greasy carries.
Well defended by Wyatt Gideon.
Yeah, Gideon
Met
did
him
a good
helmet
job.
for helmet, pushed him out of bounds.
Just stretching it out and not letting him turn the corner. And now it looks like we're going to get a kick. Or
So
is it
fourth-
Mr. Brosterhouse again?
4th down again. And it might be a little out of his range because it's going to be, what, about 4th and 3? Why not, though? They've been really good with it. So Will Bettridge 5 for 6 this season.
24-yard attempt.
His longest this season, 33 yards. Little chip shot for him here. And it is good. A 24-yard kick for Will Bettridge. Cavaliers say, yeah, we'll just take the points. and take our 17-3 lead here in Conway. We got a timeout. Well, back here in Conway, and a look at the beautiful courtyard of the new Edwards College of Humanities and Fine Arts, home of the new Center for Sports Broadcasting. Matt Hogue, the former athletic director and also former broadcaster here at Coastal Carolina, is running that department, integrating all the efforts in athletics and training the next generation of broadcasters. So,
a lot different when he and I used to sit at the old gym at High Point University in the Big South and eat cold hot dogs for post-game meal. It's a nice building to work in, a nice program to run.
yeah, so congratulations to Matt on a new role, and he'll be absolutely perfect for that. Again, former broadcaster and athletic director, transitioning to a new role here on campus at Coastal Carolina.
Those are all the tricks of the trade.
So 17-3 as the Chanticleers are going to bring this one out. Taylor speeding, trying to get around that left side, stays on his feet, and now he's just looking like a video game. Coming back here to the near side, cuts up field and takes a hard hit at the 24-yard line. And a flag is out back at the 20.
Well, trying to make amends for the one that he messed up early, but we'll see what this turns into. But he ran a whole lot of yards to get back to the 25-yard line.
12 plays, 64 yards, by the way, on that last scoring drive for Virginia. Took 7 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock.
Now the shots will go half the distance. Not great field position in this first half. He catches in the end zone. No penalty, and they get decent field position. Now they're backed up again. But you can't fault the young man for the effort.
Might have been Ethan Minter, I think, who just had all of a sudden just radar lock on him. Took him down, and again with the penalty, like you were saying, Nate, all the way back to the 10 now. Vasco fakes the handoff, and he finds some room.
Tough kid.
Gets across the 20 for the first down.
Pitchman, which I believe was Taylor again, kept a great relationship, and the defense didn't know if he was going to pitch it or pitch it, and he just kept going and going. He finally tackled him, but a first down.
So how about this? Vasco just picked up more yards in that one run than the offense had total yards rushing all afternoon so far. 13 yards in that carry. Prior to that, only 7 yards rushing for a team that averages over 250 yards a game rushing.
Not a good thing. Better late than never.
And that play is not going to go anywhere. Sniffed out well again by the Cavaliers.
James Jackson, the Will linebacker, just reads it really well. This running game for the Chanticleers, they don't blow through holes. They kind of wait to see what the blocks create and then attack the hole. James Jackson a little quicker that time, number 7.
No gains, second down and 10. They'll swing it out to Bryson Graves, trying to get to the edge.
Those safeties and corners are too big and too strong. That time, of course, it was Antonio Clary and Kempton Shine over there. You try to beat them to the edge, but they're right there at the point of attack. Good job.
Looked like Corey Thomas, too, was able to shed a block and get a hand on him. There's Antonio Clary. Leads the team in tackles. Make it 3rd down and 7 now for the Chanticleers. Vasco floats it. Trying to go back shoulder. Again, a lot of contact and a flag.
There's James Jackson. We'll see at the field judge and everybody. There's a bunch of flags. They all saw the same thing. Chanticleer fans, there it is. I've said this a gazillion times. In college, it's not a bad idea. If you grab them, it's 15 yards. It's not spot a foul and all that baloney. So, yeah, you lose 15, but you don't give up 6 points.
Right.
He just knocked him out of bounds. That's an easy call.
Automatic first down from the 40. And a reverse. Going to Taylor. He finds room. Inside the 40, out of bounds. Another first down, another big play for the Chanticleers.
What I say early in the game, they're too quick to just try to beat him. You need a little razzle-dazzle. It's exactly what they did. Flow goes right, ball goes to Trey Taylor left, and he outruns everybody until they finally catch him from behind.
22 yards on the pickup. Vasco under pressure. Boy, right away, he had pressure coming on his right side.
Looked like 16 Trey McDonald or 15 Bennett Jr. I think it was 15.
I think Cam Butler was sprinting in there as well. Watch this right side.
They don't blitz a lot, but there's a little speed rush from the outside, and they got to him. Yeah, it was 82. Cam Butler got him.
Transfer from Miami of Ohio. 215 career, or make it 20, just over 21 career sacks for Cam Butler.
7th year playing college football for Butler.
Yeah.
Shoulder injury.
Great career.
Oh, he's got him.
Vasco dumps it off instead, and incomplete.
Had him open deep. I believe it was Cameron Wright, but went for the safe play to try to keep the drive alive. Not a terrible call. Just couldn't bring it in. A little too high for him.
Third down at the 37 of Virginia.
Those big guys aren't the athletic jumpers like you. I mean, you got to throw it to the numbers.
You're losing all your credibility. Third down and 10. They gave us to Washington up the middle.
Great run.
Pushes his way inside the 30. He's going to be 2 yards shy.
Great run in traffic. Got those high knees going.
Brought down by Butler.
Transfer from New Mexico just did a heck of a job. They're going a little speed, a little tempo. I like it.
Going for it on 4th and 2. And now Vasco holds it up.
This is when Vasco's dangerous himself. Plenty of time, only down to 10.
And play clock now down to single digits, so they just try to draw Virginia off sides. They do snap it. 4th and 2. Vasco airs it out down the right side. It is caught. Touchdown for Jamison Tucker and Coastal Carolina.
Be careful, Jamison. No taunting. Just take the 6 and run. Great call. Everybody thought they're going to go up the middle. They had man coverage outside, and Tucker just beat him. And a drop in the bucket. Great pass by Vasco.
29 yards on the pass from Vasco to Jamison Tucker. And that gets the Chanticleer fans on their feet again here in Conway.
Let me tell you something, Mr. McCarriger. Chanticleers are getting smoked here. And with this PAT, the way they played in the first quarter and a half, they're down 7 if they make it.
And the extra point is good. And all of a sudden, a totally different game here in Conway. It's 17-10, a one-score game.
Watch this pass. It's man coverage. He's beat. Ball's a little underthrown, but he makes a great adjustment to get it. Touchdown, Chanticleers. Jamison Tucker.
8 plays, 90 yards. Coastal Carolina now back to within one score. Let's go down to the sideline. Joanne was able to check on Kobe Pace, who we saw leave the game just moments ago for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, Jeff, we don't have an official word from the Virginia training staff, but we did see him on the sidelines. He was up, he was moving around, he was even cheering for his teammates.
Well, that is good news. Yeah, we were able to see him walk off the field. And Kobe Pace, starting running back for Virginia. We'll keep our eye on that. See if he's able to come back out here for the series. Virginia obviously needing him all of a sudden in a one-score game. You know, you mentioned it earlier, Nate, how big it was that Coastal's defense was able to hold the Cavaliers to just 3 points on
huge.
That previous drive.
Yep. And then they completely flipped it around.
Yeah.
Their offense just came alive. helped by a couple Virginia penalties, especially the PI, helped them a little bit, and they got the touchdown. They're down 1 score. A 3-and-out here would really hurt Virginia's momentum and really help the Chanticleers because there's a lot of time left in the half.
Yeah, still about 7.5 minutes here in the second quarter.
Of course, Virginia wants another 7-minute drive and a touchdown.
Calandria fires it complete to Noah Vaughn out of the backfield, and he'll pick up about 5 or 6 yards, so good pickup on first down here for Virginia.
Yep, another one of their running backs. They got 4 productive ones, Pace, Greasy, Brown, and there's the sophomore Noah Vaughn.
Well, remember, in the game last week, Virginia jumped out to a lead against Maryland, only to not score in the second half. So you know that's what they're thinking about, right? I mean, the coach has got to be saying that. The players got to be saying that, saying, hey, not again this week.
Well, the coaches aren't going to say it until they get in the locker room, but the players are thinking it. You know they are.
3rd and short here for Virginia. Cavaliers 3 for 7 on 3rd downs.
Will Coach Nyvar blitz him? Here they come. Shane Bruce is coming. Right in the middle, right over the A gap.
Yeah, Calandria now checks the sidelines. Pace is back in, and Pace is going to get the first down.
You know, a lot of times you run blitz, as they did right there, and the play is just called smartly away from the blitzer. Shane Bruce went up the middle. They went over the right tackle, first down. Smart adjustment on the offense.
Again to Pace, cuts it back, finds a seam, and gets awfully close to the marker. Looks like he's going to be just a yard shy. So another big gain on first down.
Well, for Virginia, you don't want to score right now. You want a 7-minute drive now and a 5-minute, 50-second drive to wear the defense out and to establish a bigger lead than you have.
Second and short, they'll give it to Xavier Brown. He's going to get the first down and more, all the way down to the 42-yard line.
You know, a lot of times your front 3 or front 4, depending on how they line up for the Chanticleers, don't make a lot of tackles, but they occupy the offensive line. They're getting blocked now, and the runners are getting to the second level, and that's why they're getting chunk yardages. 16
yards. Wow, this game has not gone the way that we thought it was going to be. What's up has been down, what's down has been up, what's hot's been cold. And now Calandria, this is what we thought we'd see. He takes off running. Makes another cut inside the 20 and slides down near the 15-yard line.
That is Anthony Calandria at his best. He was dead in the backfield. He outran 3 people and got a huge gain for his football team.
Well, big gain, first down into the red zone for Calandria, but unfortunately for Virginia, an injury back near midfield. And obviously concerned here for the Cavaliers.
It always bothers me when somebody's a really good basketball player, they say he's a good player. But when they're football players, they don't say they're good players. They're good football players. Well, that's what Calandria is. He can throw the ball. He's elusive when he runs the ball. He's only a sophomore. We haven't seen it for almost the whole first half, but that's what he does best. When he's stuck, he outruns people.
As you can see, the training staff out still attending to the injured player here for the Cavaliers.
Kelly Pugh is the head of that athletic training staff, one of the few females in the country that is the head athletic trainer for a football team. I think there's only 4 in the country, I read, but they're going to take all the time they need, as they should, to see if this young man's okay. And we can't get a number because there's so many people around him.
Yeah, they swarmed him immediately. Tough to see. Well, credit to the offensive line. You know, when you and I were doing our research during the week, obviously heard and read about all the injuries to this offensive line. But they've done their job today, Nate. 184 yards for the Cavaliers. 148 yards on the ground. Sage Ennis, we're being told, is the player down. One of the tight ends for the Cavaliers out of Tallahassee, Florida.
Graduate and a Clemson transfer as well. There we go. That's good. Love to see him get up on his own. Being helped, but at least he got up.
The injured Cavalier, number 0.
Well, Ennis has done his job today again with the offensive line, just trying to open up some room for Kobe Pace and for Xavier Brown. And Noah Vaughn's been in there. We saw Jack Reese on a few plays. Again, 148 yards rushing for the Cavaliers, well over their season average already here just in the second quarter.
Either they saw something on tape that they could exploit for Deshaun's, or they just decided we're going to just bow up and run the football against these guys and see what happens.
First and 10. Calandria flips it back to Neville, the tight end. First catch for Neville as he tumbles his way down to about the 5-yard line.
Smart play design. The pocket rolls right. Calandria rolls right. He looks right. Comes back to the big Harvard transfer student, Tyler Neville.
Virginia going quickly. Hand it off and a huge hit. Making the stop was Najon Barber.
Flag
Noah Vaughn.
Where that is thrown, it's normally offensive holding, but we will see.
And you're right, this is going to go against the Cavaliers. That's going to be the 4th penalty already here on Virginia.
That's a big one for Chanticleer's advantage and a disadvantage for the Cavs, obviously backing them up 15 yards.
Again, this team averaging 3.3 penalties a game. One of the fewest in all of FBS.
They play pretty clean.
Vaughn stays in at the tailback spot. He's going to get it, cuts it back, up the middle, and all the way down to the 2-yard line. Hard run by Noah Vaughn, the sophomore from Maryville, Tennessee.
Had him in the backfield and just missed. He just outpowered and outran that blitzing linebacker. Now they are knocking on the door. Great drive for the Cavs.
Pickup of 13 yards. And Vaughn's going to stay in there. Boy, this rushing attack for the Cavaliers has been outstanding.
Big holes.
Vaughn again pushing his way close to the end zone. Not quite. He's going to be just shy.
Is it Grady Bunch time?
Marked shy of the goal line.
We'll see. We'll see if Rosterhouse comes in.
Calandria off the field. Yes, it is.
So Rosterhouse is back out there for, instead, again, not the tush push, but the Grady Bunch. They already did it earlier this afternoon. We'll see if they can do it again. Rosterhouse pushes the line forward. Looks like they might be marking him a little bit shy. No, on second look at it, touchdown. So the Grady Bunch comes through again. A 3rd touchdown of the day for the Cavaliers.
Rosterhouse is a big kid, but when you got Jameer Carter as a fullback at 6'2", 309, shoving your butt into the end zone, it's tough not to score when you got a half a yard to go.
Yeah, that'll work.
Great drive. Chanticleers come down and score, and Virginia gets the ball back, takes it right down the field methodically, pumps back the lead.
And that kick is good. So a 2-touchdown lead again for the Cavaliers. 10 plays, 78 yards. Should make it 75 yards. And still able to chew up some clock. About 4.5 minutes on the drive. 24-10 here on the road for Virginia.
If his brother's watching, all the tips he gave him from the Eagles are working.
Yeah, so here's the story that we read. So Blake Steen is one of the right tackles in the offensive line for the Cavaliers, right? It's his brother Tyler who plays for your Eagles, by the way.
Thank you.
And apparently it's been Tyler who has been kind of helping the Cavaliers a little bit out, trying to put that whole tush-push play together.
Eagles need a little more than the tush-push last week. Jeez.
24-10. 211 total yards of offense for Virginia, 163 yards on the ground. Meanwhile, for the Chanticleers, this is a team averaging 251 yards a game just in rushing, and they have just 50 yards rushing so far today.
Well, they got the timeouts. They got the 2-minute timeout, so there's a lot of time left. They just need a decent drive here.
Sparks goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Keep in mind, it was Virginia that won the coin toss and deferred, so they will get the ball to start the second half. So a big possession here for the Chanticleers.
Had some decent runs. Last time got the ball to Trey Taylor, and then Vasco with a couple of really good passes to get that last touchdown drive.
Simeon Price in at running back for Coastal. 1st and 10 from the 25. Vasco fakes it to him, nowhere to go, and he's going to be sacked for about a 1 or 2 yard loss.
It was man coverage, and there was nobody open.
Vasco scrambles.
He did not throw a risky pass. He did the smart thing and just lived to play another down.
Cam Butler again in on the stop.
There was nobody open.
Just couldn't get away from the leg tackle by Butler. 2nd down and 11.
Looks like they're in cover 2 now with 2 safeties.
By the way, that's now 22.5 career sacks for Cam Butler. And that one's going to go for maybe just a yard gain. And now 3rd and long coming up for Coastal.
Ball is handed off to Price.
Well, and Nate, you were just talking about the time. I mean, the last thing you want to do is give it right back to the Cavaliers.
Yeah, right.
Still 2 minutes left.
They're going to run it down to the 2-minute timeout here. I've said it before to you 1,000 times. Basketball coaches are great at the end of games, saving timeouts and all. Football coaches are great at adjusting at halftime. Both teams are going to have make some serious adjustments, especially the Shunts being down 24-10.
2-minute timeout here in Conway. It's the Cavaliers with a 2-touchdown lead on the road. Again, 2-minute timeout here in Conway, South Carolina. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon. Warm afternoon here in the Myrtle Beach area. No problem for Virginia. 2-touchdown leads so far, 24-10. Interesting to see, Nate, here what Coastal Carolina is going to do. They got to be careful not to give it right back to the Cavaliers. So what do you do here on 3rd down? I'm assuming they'll probably run here or maybe a little dump off. I would assume maybe something more conservative to try and at least force Virginia into a timeout.
Run an option, look for the tight end. I mean, obviously 3rd and 10, there's a bunch of plays on the play sheet. From what they've seen so far, they got to pick a good one.
Yeah, if you throw here incomplete, that gives the Cavaliers the ball back.
With all the
they'd have decent field goal position or decent field position. And, yeah, all 3 timeouts.
That's Taylor in motion.
Vasco, he was looking to dump it off, and it is caught. It's going to be for a loss, but I guess the only good news for the Chanticleers is that should keep the clock going, unless they said it was incomplete.
Yeah, it was.
No, they're going to say it was complete and timeout Virginia, so they do force the Cavaliers into taking one of their timeouts.
They ran a little screen, and Virginia was 150% ready for it.
Sanker again, all over it.
When they play man, speaking of the Who's, you can let Sanker and Clary just go nuts because they're not responsible for a man. Read the play, attack the play. It's exactly what they did. Now, will they come after the punt here? This will be interesting.
Chris Tyree is back. Sebafundi gets it away. Tyree's going to make the fair catch at the 42-yard line. So, again, good field position here for Virginia.
They've had good field position the entire first half.
36-yard punt and 2 timeouts. Yeah, at one point, we'll update it here during the half, but until their last drive, the average start of field position for Coastal was their own 15, and for Virginia, it was Coastal's 48-yard line. Now, that changed after their long last scoring drive, but still,
big, big, big advantage when that's a situation.
Yeah, another opportunity right here.
Oh, big time. Tony Elliott's not going to sit on it.
Calandria is going to keep it. He finds room again up the middle. Just gets into Coastal Carolina territory, shy of the first down.
He has learned to slide. Smart man. He is not 6'2", 250. He is 6 foot, $183.
Slings that one out. Forward momentum will give him a first down, but good stop made there on that right side of the defense by A.J. Williams for Coastal.
Like I said, Coastal loves to play man. That puts a lot of heat on each defender. In the back end, Williams did a good job right there.
1:15 and counting. 2 timeouts for the Cavaliers. Calandria with time, fires it low and incomplete.
Boy, he hesitated there. He had the tight end open, kind of double pumped it.
Incomplete pass. Second down.
Coach Niver likes to blitz in these situations. We'll see if he does. Doesn't look like it.
Second down and 10. Clock stopped. Just over a minute left. Calandria fires this time, connects. And it's going to be inside the 45-yard line. That will keep the clock going. Dakota Twitty with the catch. One of the 4 tight ends here on this roster for the Cavaliers. Big 3rd down and 4. Calandria looking left. Now going right, buys some time, takes off running, looking for the marker. He's going to be just shy again.
Good job by the offensive line of Virginia to give him plenty of time. And all you got to do is make a wall. If he wants to go outside, he's going to go, and he's going to outrun people.
He also stayed in bounds. It's going to bring up 4th down. And I'm assuming the Cavaliers called their second timeout.
See him right there. His eyes are always downfield. He's always looking to get something. And Courtney Eubanks just corralled him.
Just got the updated stat, by the way. Mike Hirschman helping out with the stats up here in the booth. So Coastal Carolina's average field position has started at their own 20. For Virginia, their average field position has started at their own 47. Huge.
Just a bit of an advantage. Absolutely no risk whatsoever to go for it here.
Well, credit to the special teams, too. I mean, coaches tell us every week, it takes all 3 sides.
Absolutely.
And, they've been able to play the field position game really well, too, the Cavaliers have. All right, 4th and short, they're going to go for it. Calandria fires it complete for the first down. Inside the 35, out of bounds as he finds Cameron Courtney, kid who we saw on tape this week, Nate. Terrific-looking freshman for the Cavaliers.
Little arrow route. Courtney just runs to the sideline, and geometrically there's no way the defensive back can get there.
7 yards on the carry, 26 seconds left. Calandria on the run again, inside the 25. And alertly gets out of bounds, but a flag back in the play. And holding against Virginia. So that's going to be, their 5th penalty now?
Yeah, Coach Elliott that's the first thing he's going to talk about when they get into the locker room. Guys, this is not the way we've played all year. We're killing drives like this. Forget the scoreboard. We're killing ourselves with holding penalties.
Hey, can you hear me? Yeah, I'm ready.
1 timeout left. 20 seconds. And now first down and long after the holding penalty.
First down at the 42.
Who's coming to be the
Only
camera
rushing
for me?
4.
Calandria hands it off to Gracie, bangs his way down to the 35.
Ball is carried by Jack Reese.
Comes down to Betteridge. He is 1.
Timeout again by the Cavaliers, so they take their last with 15 seconds left. So the ball right now at the 35-yard line. So right now we're looking at approximately a 52-yard field goal. And for Betteridge, his career long is 47, which he actually hit against Louisville back in the 2022 season. Second down. Virginia's going to try and see if they can get a few more yards for Betteridge here on second down. Yeah, they go up the middle, and Greasy to the 30-yard line. Clock winding down, 5 seconds, down to 4. And Calandre able to just spike it in time to set up a field goal opportunity here on fourth down.
Hi.
So this will be a little bit more manageable now for Betteridge. We're looking at a 47-yarder, so this is going to be right at about his career long. Kick is on the way, and it is good.
Kick is good.
Whistles and a flag, though, back at the line of scrimmage.
It's against the Shunts.
And yeah, this is going to go against Coastal Carolina, so it is good. Will Betteridge comes through. We'll see where they officially marked it down, but I believe this is going to go as a 47-yarder, which again is going to tie his career long and give the Cavaliers a 27-10 lead here going into the break. Now Joanne's going to try and catch up real quick here with Tim Beck, the head coach for the Chanticleers. Coastal a little bit of trouble here at home. Getting down by 17 points, 27-10. Coastal was able to make this a one-score game, and now back-to-back possessions for the Cavaliers coming up with points on the long touchdown run, and then the career-tying long 47-yard field goal by Will Betteridge.
Oh, thank you. I was looking
The
everywhere
junior
for you.
from Miami, Florida.
Yep.
All right, let's go down to Joanne standing by with the head coach for the Chanticleers, Tim Beck.
Thanks, Jeff. Coach, what adjustments do you plan to make on defense to try and slow down Virginia's offense?
Yeah, I think, we got to tackle better. We've had some opportunities. We've had them in some long yardage situations, and they've been able to convert. And we can't turn the ball over on our own end and give them 2 easy scores to start the game. So we haven't helped our defense either.
You just mentioned turnovers. Do you feel like your offense just needs to settle down and play sound football?
Yeah, we're trying. I think that you start to press when you're down, right? You try to start making plays instead of just relaxing and try to play the game. And you can sense that a little bit with our guys. We're not used to being in this position, so they're trying to score 17 points in one play, and that doesn't happen.
As you said, they're not used to being, trailing in a game. This is the first time all year. What is your message to them as you head into the locker room?
We just got to relax and play football. We got to tackle better defensively, continue to line up. They've gotten a few where we've missed a line. We got to do a better job just getting first downs on offense right now and sustain the ball a little bit so we're not going 3 and out and putting our defense in tough situations.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, well, there you heard it from the coach, talking about third downs, talking about first downs, but the big thing was definitely the turnovers early on that set Virginia up with a couple of scores early. So, again, halftime here in Conway. Cavaliers with a 27-10 lead on the road. And we welcome you back to Brooks Stadium here in Conway, South Carolina, where the Virginia Cavaliers on the road trying to bounce back after their loss at home to Maryland last week with a 27-10 lead over the Chanticleers. Alongside Nate Ross, I'm Jeff McCarriger. Thanks to Mike.
All right, and we'll look at highlights.
And to Joanne Bethea down on the sidelines. All right, Nate, let's take a look at some of our first half highlights. And what a way to start on the road with a turnover and then a touchdown. It was, 3 plays in 90 seconds. The Cavaliers are on the board.
That was a quick one to start, and then the Shunts got a little something going. But the Cavaliers did not have a long way to go to get any kind of touchdowns early and often in the whole part of this first half. with a field goal in there as well. Chanticleers did come back with 1 touchdown. But Calandria, who throws for 69% for the season, he's throwing it at 63% today, 10 of 16, so he's doing pretty well. And look at the total numbers. Chanticleers are lucky they're down what they're down.
172 rushing yards for Virginia. Again, they were averaging a little over 140, right around 140 per game.
Yep.
So well over their season average just in the first half. Meanwhile, we talked about this for the Chanticleers. 251 yards per game is what they're averaging. But Virginia held them to just 50 back in the first half.
Virginia 5 of 10 on third downs and winning the time possession battle.
Away we go here for the second half from Conway. Again, a warm, sunny afternoon. Temperature in the mid-80s as that one sails out of the end zone and out to the 25.
If you know what the Chanticleers can do about that first half, absolutely nothing. It's over. Play the second half.
Well, for the Cavaliers, as far as adjustments go, I'm not sure they need to overthink this. They've obviously been doing a terrific job on the ground, so I would assume we're going to see more of the ground game.
Why not? Might as well. It's been working. Been working well.
Calandria 10 of 16 passing today for 61 yards and a touchdown. But again, the big story has been the ground game.
Interesting what Coach Beck talked about at halftime. You don't have a 17-point play. True, but that's the way young people think sometimes. I'm sure he changed that attitude in the locker room, or tried to anyway.
188 yards on the ground. They're going to pass it here, though, on the first play from scrimmage in the second half and get all the way out to the 45-yard line. And I tell you what, this is one of the toughest kids in FBS football. Tyler Neville, what a terrific story. 6'4", 250, grad student at Virginia, graduated from Harvard, plays tight end, and he is tough as nails.
Yeah, he's had a tough story in life. There's a flag on that one. But forget everything else. He's a really good tight end. I mean, obviously at Harvard he didn't play at the competition. He's going to play in the ACC. But he's a legit prospect, I think, to play on Sundays. He's that big and he's that strong. He's got great hands.
19 yards in that pass play to Neville, and now a penalty against Coastal Carolina. So move Virginia all the way inside Coastal territory. Again, here to start their drive immediately in the second half.
There's a blow to the head. Not a good start if you're a Shunt fan. Perfect if you root for the Who's.
Trying to start the second half exactly how they started the first. Here's Pace trying to escape trouble. Gets around to the left.
Pace carries.
Yeah. Pretty much back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1. A little bit of a scary moment back in the first half. We saw Pace go down, but was able to pop back up, re-enter the game.
It's a pretty good backwards move, and then Courtney Eubanks makes a lunge, misses, but makes the tackle.
So make it second down and 9 here for the Cavaliers. Calandria in trouble and sacked.
All right, Mr. Nivar, send him in. That's a young man that's been hurt, Cleverly. Lubin missed the last 2 games. Scored a touchdown in the first game, a little scoop and score. They needed that. Keep backing him up if you're a Shunt fan.
Loss of 6 on the play.
This is when you got to be aware of number 10 in white. He can make a play when there isn't one there.
Calandria looking.
Oh,
You're right.
go.
Takes off running. Angles inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line. Still going to be about 4 yards shy of the first down. A pickup of 10.
It's not designed that way. But when the offensive line just makes a nice little pocket, he just takes off.
4th down.
Well, they're going to bring Will Bettridge back out on the field. We saw Bettridge tie a career high with a 47-yarder at the end of the first half. This one will be a 45-yarder to try and make it a 20-point lead. Good snap, good hold, and did it have enough? It did.
Hey, we will break after the pick. Go ahead and get us out, guys.
Just get in that bottom left corner.
That looked like a pull.
Replay kick going to break.
But he got through.
Sometimes they're pretty, sometimes they're not, but they're all worth 3.
Replay going to break.
Virginia
Stand by.
gets this
5,
kick from Will
4,
Betridge just
3,
inside the uprights.
2,
And on top now, 30
1.
percent.
Roll your break.
Promptly at the conclusion of the third quarter.
Everybody clap your hands.
Oh, why are you calling me?
Clap your hands.
Look at the first half for JMU. 25-29.
Carolina kid throws for 475 and loses.
Back here in Conway again, Virginia with a 30-10 lead. Impressive day offensively here for Virginia. 281 total yards of offense already. 201 yards on the ground.
Everybody else in the ACC is going to say, well, Calandria is good, but they can run it too, ladies and gentlemen.
That one out of the end zone.
And
Well,
by
you
the
know-
way, that field goal, all because of Calandria's third down play. Didn't get the first down, but he got him way inside his range by just making a play.
You know, when we were watching that game back last week with Maryland and watching Virginia early this season, you know, it just didn't concern me that loss at home. Did it with you? I mean, they just had
To
a
the
bad.
Terps?
Yeah, it just
No.
they just had a bad second half, and nothing gets your alma mater in Maryland.
No, understood.
But it was just a bad second half.
Well,
I
you thought-
don't think Virginia fans need to be jumping off a cliff yet. This is
No,
a
you
really good
thought they
football
were
team
gonna say-
with a lot of injuries.
Same thing they did against Wake and make a comeback. Just didn't have the comeback in them.
Yeah. That one tipped. And right now you are taking care of a football team out of the Sun Belt, which is not as good of a power conference that you're playing in. And right now you're dominating this team
Yep.
like you should be. So for Virginia fans out there, I don't think the verdict is in yet on this team.
They got a lot of talent, especially in the skill positions. And those safeties, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
those two dudes can play.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, they have, over 200 yards rushing, but the defense, the way that they've been attacking any type of passing game that Coastal's tried to do at all, I've been really impressed with.
Jonas and Sanker are going to knock people out of games this year with 100% clean hits, just the way they play.
Now, long way to go still in this game. We're just started, and here is a huge play. This would help out Coastal
Oh, what a cut.
lot. Cut back by Taylor. Inside the 20-yard line, down to about the 18. What a huge play. And maybe this will be the play that gives Coastal some momentum. 57 yards on the run by Trey Taylor.
Cam Robinson finally got him. He thought he could outrun people, but they had an angle on him. This is what they try to do, is get him the ball in space and make something happen. It's a pretty good cut right here. And then watch number 5 does not give up on the play, Robinson, and finally gets him down. Big time play.
Vasco looking right, runs out of time, tries to find some room up the middle, and he'll pick up maybe a yard.
He almost took his head off back there. You know what I love about that play? Taylor makes the big play last play, and in the NFL they come off the field when that happens. He stays in there. They wanted to go back to him. There was a big cushion, and Vasco just didn't throw it to him early. He had one-on-one on the outside.
Vasco, 8 of 18 for 137 yards and a touchdown. Also one interception off that deflection back in the first half. And now Vasco's going to check the play as he looks to the sideline. Hands it to Washington, and he'll push forward for, again, a gain of maybe a yard or two. Making a pickup of 1. So 3rd down and 8 coming up now for the Chanticleers.
Between the tackles, there's not a lot there. Off tackle, different situation. Virginia's interior line doing a really good job.
So again, 3rd down and 8. Coastal's going to spread it out here. Vasco from his own 20. Quarterback draw inside the 10. Falls forward to about the 8. It looks like he's going to be a half to maybe a yard shy of the first down.
That's Ethan Vasco at his best. Didn't do that the whole first half. Spread him out. You take 4 defenders away from the interior. And Vasco's a big, strong kid, almost 220 pounds.
And Coastal is going to go for it on 4th down and short, and why not? At
Absolutely.
home, down 20.
Well, they need less than one. Probably a good one.
Washington in at running back. It's Carr in motion. And they give it to Washington. He runs right into the line. Did he get enough? Virginia thinks they've got the stop. We'll see where they mark it. Still waiting for the signal. The chain's not moving yet. I still have not seen a signal. Both teams think that they've got it.
If it's that close, gentlemen, how about we measure it?
Yeah, the official's still looking at it. Still no movement from the chains. So he did not get it. Just shy of the line. First down for the Cavaliers on a huge stop after that big run by Trey Taylor.
If I'm Coach Beck, I'm screaming at that official. You got to look at this upstairs, please.
Well, there you see the ball spotted at what, Nate? About the 7.5.
Yep.
It looks like it is right at the marker. And I'm with you when it's that close.
I'm shocked they didn't measure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here it is again. This is going to be tough to see. Immediately slams right into the line.
A lot of bodies in there. Yeah, I'd be screaming for a review from upstairs.
First down and 10 for the Cavaliers. Again, a big stop. 20-point lead on the road. They're going to go back to the ground. And a good pickup on first down out to the 15-yard line. And again, that's something else that Virginia's got to be happy with. Tony Elliott talked about the importance of first and second downs. A pickup of 7 yards on first down to make it second down and short. So he's got, I know it hasn't been perfect today on third downs, but much better than it has been. And off to Brown. He finds room, still on his feet, across the 40, out near midfield, tiptoes the sideline, somehow stays in bounds, and finally dragged down inside the 15, all the way down to the 10. What a run by Xavier Brown. 75 yards on the carry.
Got chased down and tried to shove him out of bounds. T-Money did, but he shoved him, but he didn't shove him out of bounds. Comes back in and makes the play.
7 carries, 152 yards for that guy right there, number 20. He gets it, cuts back up the middle, runs right into a teal jersey and shoved back. And a flag on the play. We'll see if this goes against Coastal. It will. So this is going to put Virginia deep in Coastal territory now. Boy, and how heartbreaking would this be for the Chanticleer sideline, Nate, after that huge run of, 70 yards for Trey Taylor. The defense for Virginia steps up, makes the stop, and now marches all the way back down to the other end, trying to extend their lead.
Talk about flipping the field.
Kobe Pace back on the field. They'll give it to Pace. Stumbles through a couple of guys and back to the 5. And Virginia just continues to rack up the rushing yards. 283 yards rushing on the day.
They found something in practice this week. Des Kitchings, the offensive coordinator, and Terry Heffernan, the offensive line coach, and boy, is it working.
Calandria looking in the end zone, floats it, and it's tipped but incomplete. Almost an outstanding catch. I think that was Eli Wood in the corner. It was almost able to make a tipping one-handed catch, but incomplete.
He tipped it to himself, just couldn't corral it. Watch this. He's going to come all the way across the field from the right hash. Just couldn't quite bring it in. Great effort. Tobias Fletcher.
So 2 penalties against the Coastal defense. One against Calandria, roughing the passer. The other was illegal participation, as one of the players did not have his helmet, or his helmet came off anyway.
Right, once it comes off, you have to stop. Lubin got them both.
So Lubin, who was charged with the penalty, comes off the field. And Calandria, no surprise, gives it to Pace. And Pace is going to be short. Gets down to about the 1.
Hands off to Pace.
Second and goal.
Stop shy of the goal line. Second down.
Here it is right here. Just everybody, a sea of teal, and a good job to knock back the grad student Clemson transfer.
3 wide receivers there at the top. Now man in motion. They give it to Pace right up the middle and in. Kobe Pace with the touchdown as Virginia extends their lead.
This last drive's an offensive lineman's dream. Just hit the guy in front of you. Make room for Mr. Pace or Brown or somebody like that to just eat up yards. That's exactly what the Cavaliers just did.
Boy, and what a sudden change of momentum. Again, just moments ago it was 30-10. Coastal knocked off a huge run by Trey Taylor, got deep into Virginia territory. Cavaliers defense steps up, holds the Chanticleers on 4th down, and then comes all the way back the other way, and now they're going to try and go for 2. Calandria flips it into the end zone. Easy 2-point conversion. And wide open was Chris Tyree. No one near him to tack on 2 more. So make it 38-10 now. The Cavaliers here on the road. Flag on the play, though.
I don't get to going for 2 there.
Well, you know why? Because we don't have the fancy data and metrics in front of us.
If you're
like
up
they
17, you're up 18.
It's all ball bearings,
Excuse me,
Nate.
27.
It's all ball bearings.
Or 28.
So this is going to go against Virginia, so that will nullify the 2-point conversion. And now extra point opportunity, a 35-yard extra point attempt here by Will Betridge. And no problem this time, right down the middle.
Did not hook that one.
So 37-10. 6:26 left to play in the third quarter. But you know how it is, Nate. I mean, they all have the cards now, so that's you know,
right.
It's really no more gut feeling or
it's an analytics dream.
Don't go for 2. You know my favorite saying, don't go for 2. Well, Tony Elliott, head coach for the Virginia Cavaliers, pleased so far with a 27-point lead, 37-10 on the road. We talked to him about the importance of third down. He said, I'm not talking about third down. I'm talking about first and second. He was a great guy to talk to, by the way. We just really enjoyed our conversation. And it's paid off. They've done much better job on first downs, and that's led to a much better number now. On third downs, they are 6 of 13. But the big number, Nate, I mean the offensive numbers, 366 total yards of offense, 286 yards on the ground. If I didn't know better, I'd swear it's a typo.
Or I'd say the stats are wrong. They're switched. They mixed up the teams.
More than double their average. They average 138 yards.
And Calandria has been effective when he had to be, but they're not relying on his arm, or they haven't so far.
And this one into the end zone. Well, by the way, a couple of scores. If you think that we've had a lot of scoring in this one, 47 points is nothing. This is a final, by the way. James Madison was at North Carolina today, and the Dukes beat the Tar Heels 70-50. 70-50. JMU, Nate, scored 53 points in the first half alone. That's crazy.
On the road at the ACC opponent.
And Tulane picked up a win against Louisiana 41-33.
It's an offensive
only 74
Saturday.
points in that one. And then another out-of-conference one, Ohio State was hosting Marshall, and Ohio State was able to easily take care of the Thundering Herd today. Vasco pumps, now fires, and it's complete. Inside Cavalier territory. Chanticleer's trying to get back on the scoreboard. So they're able to sneak it to their tight end, Kendall Carr, for a huge gain.
Great route tree there. They had an out and up the sidelines, and Carr delayed a little bit and went up the seam, and you can see him right there up the seam. You can see there's the outside receiver deep. And then Kendall Carr putting on the Jets a little bit, outrunning everybody, and they finally get him down.
65 yards on the gain. Vasco now trying to keep this one. Was able to find a little bit of room and falls down to the 5, a pickup of 5 yards.
At previous plays, a route tree or route combo, they hadn't run the whole game, and obviously it worked. Big play for Vasco.
And again, in a game that continues to baffle us as far as the numbers go, look at the passing yards for Coastal. This is a team that has primarily rushed the football and done a really good job of it. But now 261 total yards. Offense for Coastal, over 200 through the air.
Maybe they switched jerseys. Maybe we're not looking at the same teams. They put the wrong jerseys on.
Completely different than what the numbers were showing through the first 3 weeks.
Coach Beck didn't like it and ran down the sidelines and called a timeout. They're in too good a position to mess it up with a delay right here. Smart call by him.
So first timeout of the half with 5:04 to play here in the third quarter. And again, Virginia with a 37-10 lead here on the road, and again trying to bounce back after that loss last week. Loss at home to Maryland, 27-13. Virginia actually played a pretty good first half. Calandria led that big drive to end the first half to score to give the Hoos the lead.
I think Coach Beck realizes what an important situation this is for his football team. So rather than blow it with a delay a game, he'll burn the timeout simply because he wants to be sitting on the 5-yard line with a chance to go in, get some positive thoughts in his football game for his team. Long way to go. I mean, we got 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Second down and 5. Simeon Price in at running back. Vasco gives it to him. The line trying to push Price forward. And he'll get down to about the 3, so a pickup of a couple.
There's that little delay again. It's not a pop through the hole 100 miles an hour. It's see where the block, inside zone, see where the blocks lead you, hit the hole, and he got a couple yards out of it.
Third and goal. Coastal 1 for 8 on third downs today.
Spreading everybody out. This is Vasco time, in my opinion.
Vasco looking right and now takes off to the left, wide open, touchdown.
Either he's really smart or he's the best actor that ever played college football because he looked like he was going to throw it all the time. Great play.
Well, 3-yard touchdown run for Ethan Vasco. And Coastal Carolina trying to stay in this one now, 37-16. Extra point coming up here for Cade Hensley. And it is right down the middle. Well, that didn't take long. 4 plays, 75 yards. Big play to Kendall Carr.
Give the Oscar to Ethan Vasco. I'm going to throw it right. Nope. I'm running in for 6.
We are back in Conway. Virginia on the road with a 37-17 lead now after that drive and score by Coastal Carolina. You know, Nate, this is a terrific story. We talked earlier about the tight end for the Cavaliers, Tyler Neville, and what he has battled back from, diagnosed with cancer. Still played football, graduated from Harvard. He is a role model, a terrific kid. And on top of it, I thought you brought up a great point. We talked about this earlier. He's a really good football player.
He is.
I mean, he's a great story, but he's a great football player as well.
Played in the Ivy. There's some NFL players in the Ivy, but now he's playing in the ACC. Had all kinds of medical issues as a young man. Talk about stick-to-itiveness. Just came back strong, graduated. I like the story that Coach Elliott told us. He went up to Harvard to meet him, and he showed him around campus. Coach Elliott said, this is kind of cool. I've never seen the Harvard campus before. He kind of recruited Tony Elliott and then goes there for one more year, wanted to play a little higher level of football. He's got that, and he's got a chance to play for a living, I believe. because he's that big and strong. And talk about a character kid on your roster.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Boy, at Harvard, a terrific player as well. First team FCS All-American. And this one will sail into the end zone. 4:21 to play here in the third quarter on a warm, sunny day here in Conway, South Carolina. We're in the Myrtle Beach area.
I like what Tyler Neville told Coach. He said, you went to Harvard. He says, I know, Coach. I'm in grad school at Virginia. Harvard was tough. But the business school of Virginia is pretty tough, too, I got to tell you.
Well, full disclosure, I've got a brother-in-law who is probably really happy right now, a graduate of the University of Virginia. And then, of course, got his law degree from Cal Berkeley. So, yeah, that's a different level than what you and I had, probably.
They know probably about it. Most definitely.
With all due respect to our alma maters. Calandria looking to pass and now escapes. Runs out of time. Stays on his feet, though, and gets right close to the first down marker. And actually, no, they're going to mark him about 2 yards shy.
If you're running at him in an open field at full speed and you don't, as football coaches tell you, break down, he's going to embarrass you, as he did right there. He's just very elusive, very quick. There he goes. Whoops. Another change of pace. Could have been a block in the back there, I believe, from Tyler Neville, the young man we just talked about.
And they'll go back to the ground here to get the first down. Well, it's been there all day for them when they needed a 5-yard pickup by Noah Vaughn. And it's been, as much as we anticipated seeing Kobe Pace, we've seen Xavier Brown, obviously, Noah Vaughn, Jack Greasy. And this time a catch made by Fields.
They got just under 3 Bills rushing the football at the University of Virginia. That's going to give D coordinators in the ACC a little bit of a headache. Like, they can throw it, but can they run it? Well, yes, they can.
Pick up 14 yards in that last play. Yeah, I mean, we really thought we were going to see a pretty steady dose of Malachi Fields, right?
I would think.
And Trell Harris. We haven't even talked about Trell Harris or mentioned his name yet today. And a little miscommunication there as that one's fired out of bounds.
No, those are the two big guys in the Maryland game and the weight game as well for Virginia.
Yeah. And Chris Tyree's been a big part of the receiving corps.
Yep. This might be holding. If it's in the air, it's PI. If it's not in the air, it's holding.
7 penalties now at Coastal Carolina, so the penalties mounting on both sides.
And as toasty as it is in the stands, it's a lot hotter down on that teal turf. Guys are getting tired.
Landry trying to dump it off to Noah Vaughn out of the backfield. Couldn't make the catch.
Wyatt Gideon chasing that one down.
Second down and 10 coming up for the Cavaliers. 2:52 left to play here in the third quarter.
Let the defense sub since the offense sub. Play clock not in jeopardy of hurting them yet.
Hand off to Vaughn. Gets wrapped up. Thrown down at the 35-yard line, a pickup of 3.
Tobias Fletcher with the final blow to knock him down, among others. Big play here for the Shants to get it back if they can hold them.
Third down and 7 coming up for Virginia.
If Coach Nyvar sends more than 4, looks like he's going to.
Cavaliers 6 of 13 on third down. Neville in motion.
Oh, yeah, he's sending everybody.
They give it to Greasy, and he is tackled from behind. Kind of a shoestring tackle there by Trey Brown. So shy of the first down. And Greasy a little slow getting up. Tried to get up and now sits back down again.
Ankles get twisted in those late tackles sometimes.
Well, you never know. I mean, hopefully, maybe it's even something like a cramp too.
Could
you
be.
just mentioned it, Nate, because it is toasty out there. I mean, the temperature's in the mid 80s, and like you said, I mean, it's warm in the stands for the fans, but down there on the field on the turf.
Both teams have those misters out. Virginia's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Coastal has 2 of them, so they're used to playing down here.
So Greasy helped to his feet. Again, the grandson of Bob Greasy. Local product out of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
And the UVA campus, I misspoke, is not called a campus.
It's the grounds.
It's the grounds. You are correct, sir. You ever been to it?
Actually, that's one of the few places that have not done a game.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I've driven through, but
you
never
walk
had the
down, I
privilege
forget
of being
what it's called, where the seniors live, and there's Edgar Allan Poe's room, which is glassed in. You can't live there, where Ralph Sampson lived. Yeah, it's a gorgeous grounds. It's a cool little town.
Yeah, I've heard such terrific things about it.
And they say John Paul Jones Arena is one of the best there is in college basketball, where Coach Bennett and company do their thing.
All right, so Jack Greasy now off the field.
4th down.
And UVA is going to go for it here on 4th and 5.
Yeah, no reason to punt it, and a little too far to field goal.
Calandria looking right. He runs out of time and sacked back at the 40-yard line. And again, Trey Brown there again.
Joe Akash, good job. Coach Nivar, last 2 plays, sent more than 4, sent 6 that time. There's only 5 offensive linemen. You would think you have the advantage. They did, and they get the ball back.
Yeah, Brown on one side and then Cash on the other. Just collapsed on him. Loss of 7 on the play.
There's Shane Bruce, the leader of that defense, going over to Mr. Cash saying good play.
Well, that makes things interesting here, Nate, with 1:48 to play here on the third quarter here from Conway, and Coastal can't able to score to make it 37-17. Let's see if they can do anything here on this drive. 1st and 10 from their own 40.
They did it quickly last time. Always wide open.
Yeah, Vasco fires complete again inside Cavaliers territory. Out of bounds near the 40. Catch made by Bryson Graves, the sophomore from Florence, South Carolina. A pickup of 20.
Second time they've run that concept. Tucker goes deep. The under receiver just goes down now. When you're in a zone defense, if the corner goes with the deep man, you throw it under. If he goes short, you throw it deep. Changing it.
Play clock down to 10. Seems to be some confusion now. Vasco's going to run the play. 3 seconds on the play clock. They just hand it off at the middle. They're going to pick up about 5 yards on 1st down. Give it to Washington.
The combination of passing and running is so different than it was in the first half for the Shunts. It's more effective. Maybe that's why they're doing it more, but it's much more effective.
Vasco 3 for 4, 143 yards here just in the third quarter. 40 seconds left. Looking downfield again. Scrambles to his right and throws it away.
Smart play.
A lot of pressure from behind by Ben Smiley.
He had somebody open in a little check down there, but it wasn't for the 1st down, so throw it away. Play another day. I love what Coach Elliott told us. You got to know when to let a play die and when to keep a play alive. He is teaching Mr. Calandria that. Mr. Vasco just showed you how to do it.
3rd down and 5. Carr in motion. They give it to Washington. Stutter steps, spins, stays on his feet. He's met at about the 32. They'll give him maybe the 31, so they're going to be about a yard and a half shy.
If you're a running back and you get through the first level and you think, I got an opening, you got Clary waiting for you in that case, or you got Sanker waiting for you, and they're going to make you go in the other direction. They fill well, and they are hitters.
Coastal is going to go for it on 4th down again, it looks like. Coastal 1 for 2 on 4th downs.
Got plenty of time to think about it.
Time winds down here in the third quarter, so 4th quarter coming up from Conway And the home team, the Chanticleer, still trying to make this one interesting, down 20. Fourth quarter just about to start here from Conway, South Carolina, on a beautiful afternoon here for college football in the Myrtle Beach area. And it's the road team, the Virginia Cavaliers, out of the ACC with a 20-point lead, 37-17. Alongside Nate Ross, I'm Jeff McCarriger. Joanne Bethea down on the sidelines. Mike Hirschman helping out with the stats up here.
Had plenty of time to decide on what play to run and see if it works.
Big opportunity here for Coastal. Maybe not done yet. Fourth down and short. Vasco trying to keep it and not even going to get close. Virginia sniffed it out from the beginning. A loss on the play and a turnover on downs.
Antonio Clare tried to run the option to the right, and you can't run the option if the defense gets penetration. They're in the backfield before he makes a move.
Cavaliers take over on downs.
Chico Bennett leading the charge there. That's great defense, great anticipation by Bennett.
9.5 career sacks now for Chico Bennett out of Ashburn, Virginia. Georgia Tech transfer.
Yep. Grad student. There's a ton of guys on this team's already graduated with their undergraduate degrees.
So Calandria and the Cavaliers take over again. As Xavier Brown dives forward, that'll be a pickup of 6 or 7 yards on first down. Pickup of 6. Well, and that's the stat that at some point I know we'll start getting on our stat monitors here as the future goes on here with all the metrics we're starting to get. But I'd love to know what Virginia has done on first downs today, because that was such a big thing that was talked about this week. First and second down production. Second down and 4. Trying that left side. Brown able to squeeze free and get out to midfield, just into Coastal Carolina territory. And now a player down for Coastal.
Brown also there. Official timeout for an injury.
So official timeout now with the Chanticleer player injured on the field. So we will take a timeout just underway here in the fourth quarter. Again, Virginia with a 20-point lead.
I think it's 90 or 91. I couldn't tell.
Well, more beautiful shots on a terrific day here on the campus of Coastal Carolina University. Again, Conway, South Carolina, just outside of Myrtle Beach. The injured player, by the way, for Coastal was Travis Nesbitt, the redshirt junior from Columbia, South Carolina, so he was helped off the field.
I'm going to borrow that drone, let you get down the field, and you can wave, and I'll film you as you're waving too. We'll do that next coming up.
Boy, this is a beautiful campus. The facilities here, they are putting so much money into the football stadium. How about the practice facility? It is absolutely fabulous. It's about half built to our left. It's amazing.
You're a contributor to part of that. Your daughter is a sophomore.
I suppose I am. Indirectly now, yes. But yeah, the new scoreboard, the new LED boards. The freshman class last year was the largest they'd ever had, and I think they topped it with this year's freshman class. So this campus is really growing.
New soccer field? New soccer facility?
They'll have a new basketball arena come up in a couple years.
The track's pretty good because they got an Olympic gold medalist out of that.
There's the practice facility.
Yep.
Brand new indoor practice facility. Again, about half done, just right across the road. And again, Virginia's going to keep it on the ground. They get to the 40 and really close to the marker.
I would not tax Mr. Calandria or put him in a dangerous situation either. Give it off to your running backs. You are chucking up unbelievable yards. 316 on the ground so far.
Well, chucking up yards, and I'm sure they want to take some chunks out of the clock.
Absolutely.
And they'll keep it on the ground again. By the way, just got the stat from Mike. Last time that Virginia rushed for over 300 yards in a game was back in 2018. They're at 322 just before that play.
Big guys up front, hat on a hat. Nobody's pulling, nobody's doing anything. Just let the young man, that time's Washington, get the ball and find the hole.
Calandria on the run, pump fake, and now fires it all the way into the end zone, and that's caught for a touchdown by Malachi Fields. Haven't called his name a lot today, but he is a big-time wide receiver, a senior, local product out of Charlottesville, and he's got the touchdown.
That's all on Calandria. He was not open early, but he kept running across the field, outran the defensive back to safety, and a perfect throw by the sophomore Calandria to his big-time target, Malachi Fields.
37-yard pass play from Calandria to Fields. Boy, this is just one of those games where every time you feel like Coastal might have a little bit of light, the Cavaliers just shut the door. Going for two, Calandria fires into the end zone and intercepted. So it will stay a 43-17 score. Here with 12-12 left to play, and Nate's yet another impressive drive here by the Cavaliers.
Malachi Fields going to come from the right side of your picture. He waits till he's open. He throws him a perfect throw, and defensive back just couldn't catch up fast enough. Zach Cody, excuse me.
Well, you know what makes head coaches happy? Scoring on 8 of your 11 possessions as Virginia goes 6 plays, 65 yards, 2 minutes and 36 seconds. And Tony Elliott and Virginia now with a 43-17 lead.
One thing I thought Coach Elliott said about Calandria that I really liked, I said, Coach, he's a sophomore, and you got a lot of grad students and postgraduate players. He said, game sees game. And these kids respect him and obviously play really well for him. And his future is nothing but the greatest since he's only a sophomore. Very down to earth, not holding anything back, just talking to us like we're sitting here talking right now.
That went into the end zone.
I loved it. I said, Coach, what's the best thing you learned from Dabo Sweeney? As he was Dabo was his position coach as a wide receiver. He said winning's hard. That's what he learned.
And again, back here in Conway, sorry, having some technical issues there. Hopefully you can hear us now. Again, 43-17. Virginia with the lead, 11:55 left to play. And new quarterback is in actually for Coastal Carolina, Noah Kim. Redshirt senior transfer out of Michigan State is now on the field for Coastal Carolina. So a chance to get some experience here. 2nd down and 6, floats it up, and it is complete. Seneca McKee with the catch, and some yards after the catch, spins to stay alive and all the way down to the 30. So Noah Kim into the game, instantly finds McKee, and some offense here for the Chanticleers, 41-yard pass play.
Corey Thomas Jr., a sub in there at defensive back. Noah Kim is known as the thrower. He can spin the football, really good passer.
Kim looking left, he's going to fire again, and this one is way too tall.
Not on every pass, just on most passes, he's a really good passer. Well, Chants will have a bye week before, I believe it's Old Dominion comes into town. So hopefully for them, they get a couple of running backs healthy and everybody gets banged up after this many games.
Kim rolls out, fires underneath to Darren Lloyd, nowhere to go, loss on the play. Again, the speed of that defense just has not allowed a whole lot to the edges here this afternoon.
I just got a cold chill right there. It looked like a Saquon Barkley drop to seal the deal.
3rd down and long coming up. Coastal Carolina 2 for 10 on 3rd downs.
Malachi.
Washington in at running back. Kim out of the shotgun.
Good
Throws
pass.
a long way to the sideline. It is caught. That's going to be another first down for Coastal Carolina.
Jamison Tucker, I believe. Yep. Oh, excuse me. 8-9, not 8. Hard to see the numbers this time.
Yeah, Malik Mago with the catch. And we've got a player down again. Unfortunately, we've seen this a lot today. It's Jason Hammond.
There's Mega. Penn State transfer, senior.
So again, the training staff quickly out here for the Cavaliers to take a look at Jason Hammond, the sophomore from Miami Gardens, Florida. And unfortunately, we've seen a little bit too much of this today.
Training staff's going to rethink wearing all black for the Cavaliers. A tough day, warm day to wear all black. Hopefully that young man's going to be okay.
We'll break in the action again, 43-17. A couple of times Coastal's been able to flirt with getting back into this one, but as soon as they do, Cavaliers were able to put together some big drives on a big day offensively. 456 total yards of offense for Virginia, 325 yards on the ground. Well, again, with the injured player down for UVA, we're going to take a timeout here in Conway again. Big day for the Virginia Cavaliers. Well, taking a look at the Cavaliers' upcoming schedule as they will get back into ACC play. Keep in mind, Virginia already with a 1-0 record with a big win a couple of weeks ago at Wake Forest. So Virginia will have Boston College, then Louisville, Clemson, North Carolina, then at Pitt. And I'm telling you what, no one wants to play North Carolina next week. I still can't believe it. If you haven't heard that score, James Madison won at North Carolina today, 70-50. So no one wants to walk in and play the Tar Heels next week. I'm sure Mac will get those guys ready and bouncing back. When was the last time you saw 70-50 as a football score?
I was just going to say, I've seen it a bunch at Chapel Hill, but with a round ball, not one with points on it.
Pick up 2 yards on that last play.
Not with a round ball, or not with a pointed ball.
Mike Hirschman just gave us the stat, 1,227 total yards of offense combined.
That's not for the season. That's for the day.
Oh, that is just crazy town. Second down. And it was in Chapel Hill, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. At North Carolina.
I thought they were on Xbox.
Yeah.
Question is,
That was, totally an Xbox game.
Who does James
Yeah, it was
Madison-
College Football 25, right?
who does James Madison have next week?
Yeah.
The coordinators are going to not sleep much if they play the Dukes next week.
9.5 minutes left to play. Again, Noah Kim in at quarterback here for Coastal Carolina. Transfer from Michigan State. Looking downfield, takes off running. And now throws back against his body into the end zone for a touchdown. Boy, he was just about across the line of scrimmage, but threw back into the middle for the touchdown. Bryson Graves was on the other end of that pass from Noah Kim.
Yeah, it's funny. We talked to the replay official about this exact play before the game. And he was close to the line of scrimmage, but he was not over it. It's a heck of a throw. Receivers did a good job of scrambling because the initial route wasn't open.
Extra point on the way and good to make it 43-24, just over 9 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Yeah, interesting looking at that last play. Here it is. And prophetic of you today during our meeting with the officials to clarify the rule on, when a quarterback can get flagged for being over the line of scrimmage. And the officials told us your entire body and the ball have to be beyond the line of scrimmage for it to be flagged. So obviously still
Think
room
about it.
to spare.
He's backing up as he's throwing that ball. I mean, he's literally running backwards and sideways and still had enough on it. That's some serious arm talent. The gun show's out today, too, right there.
Well, Noah Kim actually out of the Commonwealth of Virginia, rated the second best quarterback prospect in the state back in 2020. ESPN top 40 quarterback in the nation. 8 plays, 75 yards there by Noah Kim, and the Chanticleers took just over 3 minutes.
All right, get ready for your roster list there, because we're going to see some guys that probably haven't played a lot so far, but let's give them credit. They bust their hump in practice.
Yeah, there's Cavaliers players right now trying to find their equipment and get on the field.
Got to get 11 of them out there.
I think that's Dorian Jones who ran it at the last second, grabbed his helmet and jumped in.
I don't even know. Oh, first time not a touchback.
That one had a lot of height to it as Chris Tyree returns it back out to about the 17-yard line.
Well, the question of the day is Mr. Calandria going to come back out?
Yeah, we'll see if we see number 10 come back on the field, or maybe we'll see Tony Muskett. He's gotten a little bit of playing time this year.
Brusterhouse. Run the Brady bunch from way back.
Brusterhouse is normally the guy they just bring in for those Wildcat and those Grady bunch
The Monmouth transfer
plays.
is out there. Tony Muskett.
Tony Muskett out of Springfield, Virginia. Second season with UVA.
Come on, if your name's Muskett, you got to be a quarterback.
Really good player, Monmouth.
Yep.
Get a chance to see him here in the fourth quarter. Big lead for the Cavaliers.
First time I ever did a game in Monmouth, I never put 2 and 2 together a football game. I didn't realize the racetrack was right there. Monmouth racetrack. And the football coach told me, go into the administration building. You got to see the building. I don't know if you remember this, in the scene in the movie Annie, the giant staircase. That's the administration building in Monmouth.
That was actually where they filmed it?
That's where they filmed it.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're
Gorgeous
talking about.
building.
Second down and 8 for Tony Muskett and the Cavaliers. Stay on the ground again, get across the 20. Yeah, Muskett at Monmouth, first team all-conference as a sophomore. Big South Offensive Freshman of the Year as well.
Big kid, too. 2'6", about 215.
Yeah, he was actually the opening week starter last year.
Well, both of these coaches told us that the quarterbacks that were starting quarterbacks both won the job in the fall. So Calandria did, as did Vasco.
Yeah. Muskett opened up the starter and injured 5 plays into the season. And runs out to the 30, scrambles for the first down. Good heads-up play. Keeps the clock running. 7.5 minutes left to play, a pickup of 9.
Well, I know it's going to be a big win for Virginia, but I'm sure Coach Elliott's going to be happy with 7 for 16 third downs. It's a lot better than the 20-some% they were coming into the game.
Yeah, that was the...
8 for 16. Even better.
That was the big stat that stuck out last year or last week, and they lost to Maryland. 3 of 15 on third downs, but done a whole lot better today. And again, they'll keep it on the ground, just trying to chew up some clock. Pickup of maybe a half yard. Also, Calandria today, 13 of 20, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns. His day is done. Calandria going over the 1,000-yard mark for the season already.
Ran it 9 times for a net 25, 46, but they got him a couple times. And he gets to play next week 100% healthy.
Second down and 9. They'll give it to Vaughn trying to get to the outside. He'll pick up about 3 or 4 yards. Gets out to the 35. Third down coming up for the Hoos. Yeah, Calandria with the 2 touchdowns today. Now 15 career touchdowns.
Oh, he's going to have a lot more than that before this season's over.
Yeah, that's just in 10 career starts. Again, he's
only
still
a
a young
sophomore.
kid. Yep. Muskett fires over to the flat, complete out to the 40-yard line.
Good job
to
in
the
the open
41.
field.
First down, Jaden Gibson with the catch.
Mr. McDoom with the tackle in the open field. He misses. It's a huge gain. Those corners are put out on an island there defensively. Take his legs out from under him. Don't miss. He didn't.
Pickup of 6 for the first down. Clock winding down, coming up on 5 minutes left here this afternoon. Greasy again, the ball carrier. Rumbles out to the 41. Well, our two really big program storylines, Nate, I think is what you called them way back in the open. One for Virginia, disappointing loss at home last week. Really just a disappointing second half at home against Maryland. But, trying to prove to their fans and to themselves, hey, we're still going to be a force in the ACC. We're all right. Want to take care of business today against Coastal Carolina. And so you can check that box for Virginia. The other storyline on the other side was for Coastal. They do have 3 wins against FBS Power 5 teams, but all 3 of those came at the hands of the Kansas Jayhawks. And with all due respect to my alma mater, not exactly a football powerhouse, as we all know. So, but seriously, this was a big opportunity for Coastal to try and get a win against a Power 4/5 school, not named Kansas. So I know it's going to be a disappointing day, obviously, for them. They expect it to be more competitive.
And the start. I mean, the kickoff. They messed the kickoff up. They give Virginia basically a touchdown before they even ran a play with such great field position. I think it was inside the 10 or right around the 10. And it just snowballed as Coach Beck told everybody at halftime. We got down and we pressed a little bit. And they've never been in a situation like that. They've never been down like that. It's a learning situation. It's not a conference game. It's not going to hurt them in the Sun Belt. But it's going to hurt their ego a little bit, and it should. You're supposed to smart a little bit when you get beat.
Xavier Brown with a catch, pickup of 4 yards.
They have a week off to get healthier, and they have a week off to correct mistakes, and those are 2 good things. The bye's coming at a perfect time for them.
First Virginia punt since the first quarter.
Well, this is going to be the first punt for the Cavaliers since way back in the first quarter. So Daniel Sparks has had a pretty easy day as far as punting the football goes. And this one's going to roll all the way into the end zone and come back out for Coastal with just over 3 minutes to play here on a beautiful day from Conway. But again, disappointing like you were saying, Nate, but Coastal's still a young program, just their 8th season here at the FBS level. Had a lot of success in the Sun Belt. And the school also with the most wins in the state of South Carolina since 2020. So a lot of really positive marks here for Coastal Carolina. And still trying to grow this program. There's Tim Beck doing a great job. 8 wins and a bowl win last year here for Coastal.
University of Virginia was founded in 1819. A little older than Coastal.
Yeah, they've been playing football for, 140 years?
1888 was the first year.
I knew it had been a long time. Coastal's been playing FBS 8 full seasons now. Look, Kim showing off his arm again. You're right, Nate. Couldn't hit his target, but strong arm there.
I mean, think about that a minute. 8 full seasons in the FBS. Virginia since 1888. Yeah, right. That's more than 8. Even.
Yes. Well, technically, Coastal's actually outgained UVA in the second half, 242 to 237. Definitely one of those games we thought we were going to see one thing, Nate, and we saw a completely different.
Absolutely.
I mean, we thought this game was going to be.
There's 15 more.
Really taken over and dominated by Calandria. You can see the late kind of wrap and throw down out of bounds, so that's going to be a penalty against UVA.
That is Mr. Jackson, number 9, I believe.
But again, we really thought Calandria was going to take over, and he had a good game. He was efficient, 13 of 20, 130 yards, couple touchdowns, can't complain. But the 345 rushing yards by Virginia, I don't think anyone expected that.
Well, I'm sure Coach Elliott has talked to him many times about a gazillion things. But one of them is you don't have to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
He probably thought he did and tried to many times. When you can run the ball like that, and he's got the skills he has as a quarterback, running and doing things, that's a nice combination.
6 yards on the catch, but a 15-yard penalty. Kim in trouble, scrambling, and just throws it away. Another flag on the field.
I think somebody might have yanked the helmet off a Coastal player. Maybe not. His helmet came off.
Well, that has been about the only negative today for Virginia has been the penalties.
Yeah. Good point.
I mean, one of the fewest penalized teams in all of football, 3.3 penalties per game. And they've been charged with 7 now today. Out close to the 50 on that carry by Darren Lloyd. Pick up a 6.
Well, we've seen Washington. We've seen Pace, Greasy, Brown, and Vaughn for Virginia. Shots going deep into their roster, running backs as well.
3rd down and 5. Kim again, long throw to the sideline, incomplete.
That is a very difficult throw from one hash to the opposite sideline. That's a long way to throw it accurately.
Coastal going for it again here on 4th down. Couple minutes left.
This play will probably take us to the 2-minute timeout.
Coastal 1 for 4 on 4th down attempts today. Kim runs out of time quickly. I mean, as soon as he took that snap, he had James Jackson right in his face.
Yeah. Chico Bennett was right in the face of the potential receiver as well. So they saw it coming. Watch. Nobody touches him. And look at 15 ready to make a play right there.
So Coastal Carolina turns it over on downs. Gives it back to the Cavaliers with 2:05 to play.
We'll get one play in before the new initiated this season 2-minute timeout. Oh, maybe we'll get more than one if it's a quick pass. I don't think we're going to see a lot of passes out of the guys in the white shirts the rest of the way.
Musket gives it to Greasy. Met at the line of scrimmage, but pushes forward down to the 45-yard line. Wow, is he strong. 6 foot, 215. Picks up 3 yards.
Granddad's proud of that when he gave it to Zonka and Kick and guys like that. He didn't have to do that. But his grandson can do it.
That'll bring us to our final timeout, the 2-minute timeout. New here in college football this year. 1:56 left to play. And Virginia with a 43-24 lead. Here's a look at the upcoming schedule for Tim Beck and the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. October 5th against Old Dominion. Then at James Madison again, JMU with an impressive 70-50 win today at North Carolina. And yes, I said that correctly. Then Louisiana at Troy. And then home here, big game on November 7th against Appalachian State.
Good news is you get a bye week. Bad news is welcome to the Sun Belt Conference. Here we go. The grind begins.
Second down at 7 here for the Cavaliers. They fake it to Greasy. Musket's going to keep it. And he's got a lot of room up the middle, all the way down to the 31-yard line. Pick up of 14 yards.
You know he wants to score. No matter what the play is called, he wants to get in the end zone for his team to enjoy that trip back home.
And the rushing numbers just continue to pile up for Virginia. 348 yards on the ground.
They're getting near 500 in total yards. Whoops, they just passed it from that last play. 503 total yards.
By the way, some individual numbers. Xavier Brown today, a huge day. How about that? 9 carries, 171 yards.
That's video game yardage.
Greasy around the outside. He has a load. Finds room on the sideline.
Power and speed.
Out of bounds. Plenty for the first down. Yes, Brown 171 yards. Pace, normally who gets majority of the snaps, I would say, 15 carries, 57 yards.
Brown, longest 75, averaged 19 every time he ran the ball.
Greasy with 9 carries, 38 yards, picked up 12 in that last one.
75 will help your average. 75 really helped my academic average. When I got a 75 and something, it bumped way up.
Take that GPA up?
No, my test score, 75 was a big plus.
And again on the ground, run up the middle, just a scrum inside the 10, down the 8-yard line.
All right, we're going to have a little test of wills here. Obviously, Virginia wants to take it in the end zone. Coastal's defense, guys that maybe didn't play a lot, they want to keep them out of the end zone. We're going to see who's going to have a little stick-to-itiveness late in a very hot afternoon here in Conway.
12 yards on the carry, first and goal.
Well, the defense is going to win, not because they played great. That's a classy move right there by Tony Elliott. Musket doesn't agree with it, but that's a classy move by Coach Elliott.
And that will wrap this one up. The time will expire on a day that was dominated by the University of Virginia. Again, trying to bounce back after that disappointing second half at home to Maryland. Nice embrace there between Tony Elliott and Tim Beck.
293 on the ground, 525 total offense. 293 on the ground for the University of Virginia.
Actually, Nate, they just updated it. Ended up being even more than that. 384
oh, my goodness.
Total yards on the ground for Virginia in a powerful day and a big win to put Virginia to 3-1 now on the season. Again, your final score 43-24. Well, again, it was Calandria and Virginia right off the bat. Fumble by Coastal Carolina on the kickoff led to that score. Virginia jumped out to an early lead and just hung on to it the entire way. Again, the Cavaliers now improved to 3-1, while the Chanticleers suffer their first loss of the season and drop to 3-1 on the season. For Mike Hirschman and for Joanne Bethea and Nate Ross and our entire ESPN crew here at Coastal Carolina, I'm Jeff McCarriger saying thanks for watching. Congratulations to Virginia, and so long here from Conway, South Carolina.